to order. So thank you all for being here today. Today we're going to finish up with orientation number 2, and then at the end of this orientation, y'all are going to take a Senate orientation test. It won't be that hard if y'all have been here and present this 2 weeks. So the agenda today, we're going to review over some of your responsibilities as a senator and talk specifically on your office hour duties, and then go through the flow of a regular Senate meeting. So also, y'all can see the bill packet that I sent out earlier this morning. The legislation for today will be moved from a future order to a current order because of the banquet that we have on Friday, which is kind of time pressing, where all of the executive officers are taking their oath. So we want to make sure it gets passed through Senate before all of that happens. Also, you all have in front of you your binders. You have first you have the bill packet, and then we're going to kind of walk through the pamphlet that we have. So first you can see the introduction page, little letter from me, and then second page you have the structure of Senate, how it's broken up, which we talked about last week, how 34 senators are proportioned up into the colleges and the at-large senators. Also that, take note that 2/3 of Senate has to be present and able to reach quorum. The next page, on page 5, we have a breakdown of the committees, which we also talked about last week, and you all should have gotten your committee assignments this morning. And then also at the bottom of that page is the special committees legislation. So on page 7 is where we're going to kind of pick up again today and talk about the responsibilities of Senate and the duties and powers of Senate. So following along with slides on the screen also, you represent the students in your school and college by listening to their concerns of ideas and opinions, voicing their perspectives of the student senate, voicing their perspective to the student senate, updating your constituents on what is happening in this room, and also advocating on behalf of your constituents to the administrators. You are required to attend student senate meetings Mondays at 7:30, be in the same room all year, attend your committee's weekly meeting, and fulfill your student involvement and college office hour, which I'm going to have now Lucy, for your pro temp, to come and talk about the importance and what involvement hours are.
Okay, hey y'all. So every week you're gonna have to go through an office hour, and so it just allows you to get feedback and ideas from your constituents. So it's actually really helpful to you if you're ever a standstill initiative. It's a great time to ask your constituents what they want to see change and help them with that. It also just creates open and consistent lines of communication with your constituents. And it proves to students and administrators that you're taking your role seriously. So to be productive during these office hours, make sure you're located in accessible and consistent locations with your college. So last year, me, John, David, and I all ate at the Edge. Every Monday at 11 o'clock, SGA posted on Instagram so that people knew we were there. We had a sign. So if anyone had anything that they wanted to see change, they could come up and speak to us about that. And at the end of that hour, we would always submit an Auburn answers anonymously just to record whatever feedback we'd gotten for that hour. So document the conversations and record your constituents' emails. So if you get any emails about suggestions, make sure you turn that in. And then if you have any conversations during these office hours, like I said, just turn it in through Auburn answers. Make sure when you're doing these office hours that you differentiate yourself as a senator. And not just someone thinking you're doing homework. So we did have signs last year. I'm going to double check and make sure that we can get those available to everyone that does office hours. But it was just this big poster that said, like, come speak with your senator. It was just very clear what we were doing there. So make sure you're not just doing homework and logging that as an office hour. And then be prepared with guidance questions or topics or legislation to gather feedback on. So if you're thinking about a project and someone approaches you and is talking to you, feel free to ask them questions about your idea, get feedback about it, get input about it, and just make sure you're on the right track. So involvement hours are similar to an office hour, but they're not done at the same place every week. So this is just an SGA states involvement on campus. So a lot of times in the fall, we'll do shaker distribution or like go to BSU, or there's several other organizations on campus that you can visit and count as an involvement hour. I know they get kind of confusing, but Jillian Daughtry is the new chief of staff, and so you can look for emails from her every week, and it'll give you the schedule for the next 2 weeks. So you can go ahead and plan accordingly on what you want your office hours to be and when it's required per week.
Another thing about office hours, your office hours that you're spending in your respective colleges, or if you're at large on campus, y'all are gonna let me or Lucy know what you decide. You can do it with other senators. Last year, we had 3 business senators do it together on one day, and then 2 business senators do it together on another day. It makes for really fun, just conversation, being able to talk with and interact with your senators, but also interact with the students. And if y'all let me know, I'm gonna make a graphic for, this is when college business senators are gonna be in HHH or in Louder hearing your feedback, just so that we can post that on SGA Instagram, and the students can know kind of what we're doing, at what times we're doing, when to reach us. So now we're gonna go through a flow of the Senate meeting. You all have the agendas that we're actually gonna vote on legislation for today. And first, I'm gonna talk about your attendance. So for attendance for this year, you all might have used it in other organizations that you're involved in, but if you go to AU Involve, you can get a guest pass, and if you can see, it's like with my Tiger card, and it's just like always there. You just can pull it up and scan it at the door as your attendance. I'll send out some instructions on how to do it, because you have to like go through settings. I honestly don't know how to do it off the top of my head, so I'll let y'all know, and we'll start that next meeting. And then this Student Senate meeting, these are all the points that are on your page. And we'll start with open forum. Open forum allows any student in the room to come up and address the situation. We also have, we also are gonna have a chaplain. If you're interested in being a chaplain, please reach out to me, and this will also be utilized during open forum. Chaplain is someone to get up here and speak on religion. Yeah. Okay, so next, reading and approval of minutes. I moved to pass the minutes as written, as they were sent out this morning. Do I have a second?
Second.
Say aye if you approve the minutes.
Aye.
Okay, thank you guys. Next, we go into reports of officers, colleges, and standing committees. And we'll start with the executive officers, and first is John David Jones, our president.
Hey, all, just a few things from me. I think I'm going to be the only executive officer speaking tonight, so I just wanted to give you all a brief rundown of everything we have going on. So just a few points. We picked exec last week, and their confirmations will be going through this meeting tonight, so there'll be future orders moved up to current orders, like Julian said. Also, too, I wanted to get y'all's feedback really quickly on ChatGPT, if y'all had any feedback, if y'all heard anything, from your professors, anybody using it. You don't know what it is, it's like AI software that can do basically anything you ask. Like I did another day, Brittany gave me directions to get me to a classroom in Haley Center, and gave you like a 10-step process of how to get there. So if y'all have heard anything, if you have any feedback on it, sorry to let me know now. Let me know how all right, perfect. Also, Tiger Giving Day is this Wednesday. So if you're not familiar with what Tiger Giving Day is, it's an opportunity for different organizations across campus to be able to raise money for like resources in areas of their offices that they normally would receive funding for. So it allows a lot of really cool projects to happen across campus. One that SGA is supporting is the group therapy project. And so this is going to be able to give SCPS the ability to have a defined group therapy space. So if you've ever been to their office, it doesn't really exist yet. So that would be the main focus there. And also, too, to be able to increase some funding for potentially new roles, as well as increasing the funding for existing roles within their office. And AVP positions officially open tomorrow. So we'll probably send y'all out a graphic, probably tomorrow, with information of that. If y'all can help us by putting that on your stories and mention that in group meetings and your different areas of involvement, that helps us out a ton as we try to continue to academic throughout the semester. And then also too, Ashton's not here, but he wanted me to let y'all know that Auburn rings can be bought online up until this Friday. So if you're interested in buying a ring for this semester, you have to order it online by Friday. That's all for me. Thank y'all.
So at this time, it would usually go in the order of treasurer, executive chief of staff, executive vice president of outreach, and executive vice president of initiatives to give you reports and let you know what's going on in the executive branch. And then we would have, so the college reports are going to happen bi-weekly, and I'll be a representative from each college that will come up and let us know what you've been working on with schools council or anything just going on in your college that we should all know about. And at this time, I'm going to have all of the committee chairmen come up in their respective order to introduce themselves as their new chairman of this committee, starting with academic affairs.
So Rudolph Business, not much for me. So excited to work with everyone this year. It's been assigned to academic affairs and also with our peers in the Senate as well. We're going to have a great year, have great leadership in front of the room here and great leadership in the back. So I'm excited to see what we can all accomplish throughout this year. So I tasked you to come, really new work and represent the people that you were elected to represent, and then leave all invitations at the door so we can trailblaze and do great things this year. So if you also are in my committee at the end of this session, can you meet in the back so I can know who you are and get a group chat started? We good? We good? All right, great. That's all from me. Thank you.
Then we have budget and finance.
Tribble Business, I'm Thomas Tribwell, accounting major in finance, and I'm a sophomore. And for those on my committee, I'm looking forward to working with y'all this year. It's an extensive process, but I hope that y'all can learn. And I learned a lot last year, and y'all will too. We're looking forward to it. Thank y'all.
Next, we have the laws.
Hey everyone, if you haven't met, I'm Kara Herring and I'm going to serve as committee chair for Code of Laws this year. I served on Code of Laws last year, absolutely loved it. Code and I became best friends last year, and if you're on my committee, it will be your best friend by the end of this year too. But excited to get started, and we'll be sure to get a lot of work done this semester.
Thank you, Kara. Next, we'll have the diversity and inclusion committee.
I made my way up here, just gotta be patient with me. Hey everybody, my name's Carter. I'm a junior here, committee chair of DEI. I want to thank Julianne and Lucy put me in this position. I'm excited to lead. I'm excited to meet everybody in my committee. And same with what Ty said, just come meet me after. I want to make a group message. And if anybody needs anything, just text me or email or call me or do whatever. Excited to start the year.
Thank you, Kara. Next, we have student affairs committee.
Everyone, if I haven't met you yet, my name is Jack Hilton, and I'm serving as your student affairs chair this year. Really excited for this year. Really excited also for all the ideas y'all have. Don't hesitate to reach out. I think the contact list is coming out later this week, so if you have any ideas or anything or just want to reach out, just let me know. I'm going to piggyback off of Ty's idea. I just want to put some faces to names, so if y'all meet me after the meeting, that'd be great. Thank y'all.
Next, we have a report from the executive committee.
Auburn at large, we had our first executive meeting before this meeting. Just really got to introduce ourselves and get to know each other, but other than that, really no report for this week, but we'll have more for next week. Okay, I moved to suspend the rules of order and pass PSSB 2302-2001, and move that from a future order to a current order.
A motion has been made to suspend the rules of order and move this from a current order to future order of business. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Is there any debate?
PSSB 2302-2001.
Bills PSSB 23022001 through 03 will now appear as current orders.
Ask for approval of the following: Jillian and Daughtry, Executive Chief of Staff.
Current order there. Okay, so I'm gonna give you all some advice for your reports on the next slide. Do share your feedback and insight. As you can tell, all of those reports, though they didn't have any feedback or insight, it wasn't just no report. That's what we want to really try to avoid, is just standing up there and saying something maybe that everyone already knows, like this homecoming elections, we're gonna have some chapter visits in here. Everyone's gonna know when it's election season. And also just no report. We want to try to, no report means that you're not doing your office hour and you don't have any feedback. So try to ask Senate to further investigate a topic maybe that you're working on, maybe that you're researching. Let us know so that we can go out and receive feedback for you and work together, and the committee chairs provide a recap of your meeting. The order for school and college reports, they'll go just in alphabetical order. And then the order for this committees will go in alphabetical order, and then Senate Executive Committee will go last. The next on the agenda is reports of special committees and liaisons. We don't have any today, so now we're going to move to current orders of business. Is there any way to get the legislation up on the screen?
Ask for approval of the following: Jillian and Daughtry, Executive Chief of Staff.
Is there a second?
Second.
Sorry. It is moved and seconded to adopt the bill just read. The floor is now open for debate. Is there any further debate? Seeing there's no further debate, we will move into a vote. All in favor say aye, all not in favor say no, and please indicate in the Canvas course quiz. So if y'all go on your phone, your computers, you'll get a quiz and you'll be in the Senate course. Is it still locked?
Published.
How about we just say aye if you vote yes?
Aye.
Ayes have it, and this bill will be passed as written.
Okay, Alder at Large, PSSB 23022002. I ask for approval of the following: Dylan Peterson, Executive Vice President of Initiatives.
Is there a second? It is moved and seconded to adopt the bill just read. The floor is now open for debate. Is there any further debate? Seeing there is no further debate, we'll now move into a vote. All in favor say aye. All not in favor say no. And now I think the canvas course should be open. For both of them, for all three of them. The ayes have it, and the bill will be adopted as written.
Okay, Alder at Large, PSSB 23022003. Ask for approval of the following: Maddie Robinson, Executive Vice President of Outreach.
Is there a second?
Second.
It is moved and seconded to adopt the bill just read. The floor is now open for debate. Is there any further debate? Seeing there's no further debate, we will now move into a vote. All in favor vote aye, all not in favor vote no, and please indicate in the canvas quiz. Ayes have it, and this bill will be adopted. All three bills will be adopted. Yay, we passed our first legislation. So now I'm gonna go, can we go back? Now I'm gonna describe what the three different types of legislation are, and they'll be written on page 8. The first type of legislation is what we just passed, is the bills of law. Those will modify the codes, appropriate funds, approve appointments, and govern other enumerated powers of SGA. A lot of these bills will be, you'll see the budget and finance requests come through as bills in Senate. The next type of legislation we have are resolutions. These serve as a unified student voice and majority opinion of the student senate as representatives in the body. Within resolutions, it's really important to get feedback from students and to do what we call benchmarking, which is looking at peer institutions and seeing how they do things and kind of comparing. So if Alabama does this and Florida does this, kind of comparing what we do versus them, kind of get ideas, see how their senate is running, see what legislation they're kind of trying to get passed. Next, our third type of legislation is a commendation. This serves to acknowledge, congratulate, or recognize worthy merits on behalf of the Auburn University student body. So if you have a really great professor or someone that you see as putting really a lot of time into his teaching, but also really a lot of time into his research, this would be a commendation. Or also it could be a program. We had in the works last term a ROTC commendation just because of the amount of great work that they've done. And now, coding the legislation. This isn't written on the packet, but just so y'all know, so PCSB, it's B if it's bill, R if it's resolution, C if it's commendation. The 23 will be all this year because that's for the year 23. 02 is for the month of February, 20 is for the 20th, and first bill on the agenda, so that's how you code the legislation. Path to the Senate floor. First, you will do your research before writing your bill, and then once the bill is written, you will then submit the legislation to the appropriate committee chair. It'll pass through the committee, then it will go through the Senate Executive Committee. Once it is passed through there, then it will come on the floor as a current order, or future order, sorry, and then it will go as a current order and be debated upon, and then voted on as we just did. Next, we have announcements and adjournment. This is where I would give you all any announcements that I have and adjourn the meeting, but we still have to take the Senate orientation test. So that's going to be on Canvas. Do y'all have any questions first before we take it? Any questions? Anything I can clarify? The quiz is now open. Once you've finished, if you could put away your electronic, just so I know when everyone's done. We have a couple more announcements and then we adjourn. Okay, is everyone done? Anyone still working on it? Okay, sorry. As you finish the test, if y'all could fill out the contact form I sent in the group meet, and if you haven't joined the group meet, read my email.
Jeremiah, so chill. You gotta do it, Megan. He's like the best guy. It's like assurance directors. I just did because I don't want to. Oh, comedian. Yeah. I can't do it now because I'm director of this too. I can't be director. Yeah, exactly. You work. Make it. I did everything. I didn't have time to do it.
Remember to please fill out the contact information as you finish.
I am. That's why I'm so hard. Yeah. All right, go back. All right, go back home. I didn't know why that was. No, you missed it. It's not. That's why.
There's Brooke Feathers out in Birmingham.
Okay, thank you all for completing that. We're gonna get those graded, and if you have to get a 90% pass. So if you haven't gotten that, we'll let you know, you can retake it. Just next time you have to get a 90%. But is there any questions or anything I can clarify that y'all came up while you were taking the test?
Where do we log office hours?
You'll log office hours. There'll be a book that passes by in the beginning of Senate by Lucy, and Lucy will keep track of them. Any other questions? Okay, really quickly before we adjourn, I'm gonna have our newly passed exec members come up and just briefly introduce themselves. Just so you know that you have them as a resource. You have their contact information in the front of your binder, and also you'll use that binder that I made for you guys as a resource so that you can look back at it and answer any of your questions you have. So y'all can come up one time.
Okay. That's where I got confused.
Hey y'all, my name is Jillian. If I haven't gotten a chance to meet you yet, I'm the new executive chief of staff. I'm so excited to serve in this role and get to know each of y'all better. I was never a senator, and so getting to watch y'all have this meeting today was really exciting and something new to me. And so I'm excited to learn from each of y'all this year.
Hey y'all, I'm Maddie Robinson. If I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, I'm really excited to meet y'all and get to know you. I cannot wait to be sitting in all of your meetings. I'm the Executive Vice President of Outreach, so please feel free to reach out to me if you need anything ever. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, thanks for letting us join this meeting tonight.
Hey y'all, I'm Dylan Peterson, Executive Vice President of Initiatives. I'm very, very excited for this year. It's going to be a great year, and I hope y'all are as well. Very excited to just get to meet, hopefully each and every one of y'all, and work with y'all as well. So yeah, it's going to be an awesome year. So yeah, y'all give it up for yourself.
Thank y'all. So don't worry about committee meetings or office hours this week. Those will start next week, and also next Monday will be our first working Senate. So it'll be super exciting, and also just a reminder that that'll happen the last week of every month. So that's all I have from me, but although you don't have required office hours, still go out and try to make a difference this week, and this meeting is now adjourned.